Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Jake, and in this video we are going to be setting up and customizing the Taste theme by Shopify. So Taste is one of the new OS 2.0 themes that is free for all Shopify stores. So if we open up this demo store really quick, we can see what it looks like as a demo here. So it's really good for like food and drink type of products and stores. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set this up here in just a minute. But before we get into the video, I want to thank this video's sponsor, Growave. Growave is a Shopify app that acts as an all-in-one marketing platform for your store. The app includes a bundle of tools such as reviews, loyalty programs, gift cards, a wish list, social login, Instagram, and user-generated content. This makes Growave an excellent value for money, since it is basically replacing over 5 different apps and bringing you all of those features together in one place at a discounted price. The app is built exclusively for Shopify stores, so there's no coding required for setup. It's easy to use and very customizable. Growave helps to address multiple needs in your store with its array of tools. Reviews, gift cards, and user-generated content all help to build social proof and boost conversion rates, while loyalty and rewards programs help to increase the lifetime value of each customer, and wishlist and social login help to drastically improve the customer experience while they are on your store. And if at any time while using the app you need assistance, they have 24/7 live chat support. Growave also has a slew of positive reviews, scoring a 4.9 out of 5 on the Shopify App Store with over 1,500 reviews and counting, and they are trusted by many large Shopify brands such as Boeing, Unilever, Crocs, Forever 21, and more. As for pricing, Growave offers many different plans that are based on the amount of order volume you are getting in your store, with the lowest plans starting at $9.99 per month. Each plan comes with a 14-day free trial, but if you use the link in the description, you'll get an extended 30-day free trial of Growave for any plan size. So check out Growave by clicking the first link in the description. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and the first thing I want to go ahead and do is take a look at what the theme looks like bare bones here. So I went ahead and installed the theme onto this sample store right here, and we can see that this is what it's going to look like when we've done absolutely no customization whatsoever. So we can see here we have this image with text here up top, then we have a featured collection. We have a slideshow right here with some text. We have a list of collections. We have another image with text. We have a specific product here. We have a multi-column section. We have another featured collection. And then we have our footer. So we're going to go ahead and fill out every one of these sections step by step. And I'm going to show you how you can actually move the sections, delete the sections, or add a different section if you want to go ahead and do that. So after looking at this, there's a few things that you're going to want to have ready ahead of time. So the first thing, obviously, you want to make sure that you have like your store's branding and everything. So you want to have like your logo and your color scheme that's going to match your logo and stuff like that. And then you also want to have already added your products to your store. And then you want to go ahead and put those products into collections. And I have other video tutorials showing you how to do that if you don't already know how to do that. So once you've went ahead and you have all your branding stuff and you have your products and collections set up on your store, you can actually go ahead and get started setting up the actual theme. So we're going to just go ahead and go from the top down here. So the first thing we're going to do is start up here with the announcement bar. So in this particular case, we can click on the announcement bar here, and we can click on this announcement, and we can go ahead and edit any of this text here. So in this particular example, I'll just put in like 50% off all orders this weekend, and we can choose to link to a specific product or any page in our store really right here. In this case, I'm just going to have it as an announcement bar, and that's it. And this is where we can choose our color scheme here. So we can choose the color scheme that this is going to go ahead and be. So right now we have it on accent 1, and what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to actually set up our color scheme to match our branding here in just a couple of seconds. But first I'm going to go ahead and just save this text here, and then we're going to come out here to the header really quick. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to select a logo image by clicking right here, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my logo image right here. If you don't already have it uploaded, all you have to do is click upload and then click select. And then we can see right here, we can edit the logo width. So we can see right now it kind of looks a little bit small. So if I take it to the max size, we can see, all right, that might be a little bit too big. So I'll take it down to 200. And we can see, I think that looks a little bit better. And then you can go ahead and change the logo position on desktop to top left, top center, or middle left. In this case, I'm going to keep it as middle left. And then right down here, we can go ahead and choose which menu we want to show up right here. So we can change the menu right here. So if I click change menu, we can see these different menus show up. So we can see I've already created these menus here. So this is my main menu, and I've created a footer menu. And if you don't know how to do that, I also have a video on that as well. So coming back out here to the rest of the header, we can go ahead and choose whether or not we want to show this little separator line. In this case, I'm not going to do that. And then we can go ahead and choose to enable the sticky header, which would mean when we scroll down and back up, that the header is going to show up. So we can see as we scroll down, it disappears, but as soon as we start scrolling up, the header shows up again. Now, if I were to get rid of this, I scroll down, I scroll up, and you can see it's not there. So this is a feature you can choose whether or not you want to have. I'm going to go ahead and enable it, so if someone scrolls all the way down to the bottom of our page, they don't have to go all the way back up top to see the menu here. So now that we've finished with the header, what I want to go ahead and do is go ahead and set up our colors before we go ahead and move on any further. So I'm going to come down here to theme settings here, and I'm going to click on colors, and then we can see that we have our different colors right here. So we have our solid button label color right here. And then we have our accent 1, so this is going to be used for a lot of different things right here. So we can see that this was also the accent 1. So this is going to be used for like buttons and things of the sort. So I'm going to go ahead and change accent 1 to our brand's primary color. So in order to get the hex code to get the exact color from your actual logo, if you don't already have it, you can go ahead and upload it here to imagecolorpicker.com, and then you can go ahead and just click on it right here, click on the specific color you want to get the corresponding hex code, and then you can just go ahead and copy this code right here, come back to your store, paste it in, and now that will be used as our accent 1, and we can see that that changed this announcement bar color here to match our branding, and that changed our buttons to match our branding here, and we can see that that looks a lot better. And then we can go ahead and edit the rest of our colors here if we want, but in this case, I'm going to just keep it simple. I'm going to change the accent right here, and then I'm going to keep the rest of the text and all of that color default. So now I'm going to go ahead and save these changes really quick. And there's a lot of different settings here that you can edit inside of theme settings, and I'm not going to go ahead and cover all of them. I'm just going to cover a couple of the important ones. So the next one you can edit here is going to be the typography. So this is where you can just go ahead and change these fonts. So you can choose a different font for the store. Now normally the default font that comes with the theme is going to look pretty good, but if you want to add a little bit more of a customization to the specific theme and make it more unique to your brand, you can come in here and change your font. So this top one here will be the font for all of the headers. So this will be this text right here, and then this font down here will be the body text, so like this text right here, this menu text and everything like that. So you can see how these fonts are clearly very different because these are different right here. And you can change the scaling of the fonts in here as well. For the sake of this video, I'm going to keep the fonts default, but you can play around with this and come up with different fonts that you like. Outside of that, you're not going to have to mess with too much of this stuff if you don't want. I'd say the only other thing that you want to make sure that you do is come down here to the favicon, which is going to be the small image that shows up in the top left of the tab for your website. So you just need a small icon version of your logo. So you can just come in here, and then you can go ahead and just upload the favicon here. So in this case, it's just going to be the icon part of the logo without the text. I'll make that my favicon, and I will click save, and then that's going to be it for the theme settings. So now we're going to get back to actually editing this home page. So we're going to go ahead and come down here to this first image with text, which is this section right here. So whenever you click on a section here on the left, it's going to jump straight to that section here in the editor. So we're going to edit this first image with text first. So we can see here, if we go ahead and open this up, we can go ahead and edit the text by clicking on the text, and then we have this body text down here, and then we have the button down here. So if we want to actually change the image, we have to go ahead and click on top and then click select image right here. So I'm going to go ahead and upload an image into here right now, and then I'm just going to click select, and you can go ahead and change the image width to large, small, or medium. I think the default medium looks the best right here. You can go ahead and change the image placement, whether you want it on the left or the right, and you can go ahead and change the content position as well, but I'm going to keep all of these settings default as of right now. I'm going to click save here, and then we can go ahead and get started with editing this text. So I'm going to just go ahead and put in some basic text right here. You can change the text size right there. I think it looks a little bit better in medium, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click save, and then if you wanted to go ahead and put in some additional text down here, you can go ahead and do that. In this case, I'm just going to put in some dummy text for the sake of this video. Click save, and then we can come down here and edit this button. So we could go ahead and change the text of the button if we wanted to, and then we can see right here that it's kind of grayed out, and that's because the button doesn't link to anything, so the button isn't really serving its purpose. So in order to have this button link to a specific page, we can go ahead and just click on here, and I'm going to have it link to products, and then I'm going to go ahead and just have it link to all products right here. So now whenever someone clicks this button, they're going to be brought to a page with all of our products. So I'm going to go ahead and click save, and we can see just like that the store is actually starting to look like a proper store here in just a couple of minutes. So now we're going to come down here to the next section, which is the featured collection here. So what this is going to go ahead and do is it's going to showcase products from a collection that you specify. So this one's pretty easy to set up. So we can go ahead and edit the text up here. So we could change it to something like some of our favorites or whatever you really want to, and then we can go ahead and change the heading size to different text sizes if we want, and then right here we can go ahead and select the collection. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and use the candy bars collection right here. So I'm going to just click on select, and then what you can go ahead and do as well is you can change the amount of products to show. So if you want to show less products, you can go down to say 3. If you want to show more products, you can go up to 5, 6, 7, but we can see I don't have 7 in this collection. I only have 6, so I could showcase 6, and then you can change the number of columns here. So we can see 4 by 2 doesn't look really good, so if I changed it to 3 by 2, we can see that this looks a lot better. And then I'm going to just go ahead and click on save. Now at this point, one thing you can do is at any point you come in here and click on this icon and click on mobile just to see what the store will actually look like on mobile as well, which is always a good idea to do, but it's definitely easier to edit on desktop mode. So we went ahead and filled out this section here. So now we're going to come down here to this slideshow here. So we can see right here that this slideshow is going to have 2 different layouts. So we can have full width or grid. So we can see that grid cuts off right here, and then we can see full width goes to the full end of the site. So you can choose which one you want to do depending on the design of your site. I'm going to stick with default since every part of the site has been cut off at these points for now. And then what we can go ahead and do here is come down to edit our slide height. So we can make it medium, we can make it large. In this case, I'm going to just keep it on small, and then we can choose the amount of time it takes to rotate between different slides here. And then now if we come over here and click on this is where we can actually start editing the actual slide. So I'm going to go ahead and add an image in here. So I'm going to go ahead and add this image in first, And then I am also going to add one more image in here as well. So we've uploaded two. I'm first going to select this one right here. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another slide really quick. I'm going to select an image and I'm going to add this second one in right here. And we can see that now we have two different images going in our slide. Now, if you didn't want to use separate images and you just wanted to have one, you can just use one. But in this particular case, we're going to have two here. So one thing you may notice is that these look a little bit different. So this is how we can go ahead and edit it here. So if we come down here, I'm going to first go ahead and put in some dummy text again right here. And then we can see that if we come down here, we can change the heading size from large, medium, small. So this is where we could go ahead and add in a subheading if we wanted to. So if I put in this, you can see that it would show up here in a second. And then if I went ahead and did the same thing, we could go ahead and add in a button right here and add a link to that as well. In this case, I'm going to just keep it simple and not do that. But you can go ahead and do that if you want. And then you can go ahead and see here that if we were to go to the second image, we can see it looks a little bit different, and that's because it's using this section, this selection right here, so container on desktop. So now we can see that this has the container on it. So I think this makes the text a lot more visible, so I'll go ahead and keep that on there. And then if we go over here, we can see that this already has a button on it. So let's say I get rid of the button, get rid of the subheading, and just put in the same dummy text. And then we can see that it's just going to be the same text with a different image. Now, in this particular case, you'd probably want to have like different types of text on each slide. So I could go ahead and change this dummy text to something different. And we can see that that will go ahead and change. And right now it's set to auto rotate every 5 seconds. So that's how we can set up the slideshow. That section is pretty simple as well. So we can see that now the site is already looking pretty filled out, and the next thing we're going to look at here is this collection list. So we can click on this collection list here, and we can see by default it's showing 3. So we can go ahead and just give it a heading here and just say our collections, and then we can come down here and click on collection right here, and then all we have to do is go ahead and select one of our collections. So I can go ahead and select the first collection here of candy bars. I can then click on select, and then we can come down here to the second collection, click another collection here, this time candy canes, click select, come down here to this next collection, click on select, candy corn. And if we want to go ahead and add more collections, we can go ahead and do that. So we can see I'm going to go ahead and add another collection in here, because we have a couple more. So we can go ahead and add the chocolate collection in next. And then if I add another collection as well, we can go ahead and add the final collection, which is the macaroons. So if you find yourself with an uneven amount of collections that doesn't look right, you can either exclude one of them so you can have even rows, or you can just make another one with like all products. In this particular case, I just created another one really quick for gummy bears, just so that way everything looks even, because it looks a lot better than having like an empty slot right here. And we can see just like that, we now have our collections list finished. So the next section down here is an image with text. So this is going to be the same as this section up here. So it's the same process. So we can go ahead and select an image for it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and use this particular chocolate image, click on select, and then I'm going to come over here to the text and put in the heading. And you can go ahead and edit the text size to where you think it looks a little bit better. And then you can go ahead and edit this small text once again. And just like before, I'm just going to throw some dummy text in here really quick and click save. So if we wanted to add an additional block though, we could. So we could go ahead and add a caption or a button. So let's say we wanted to add a call to action button in here to send people to the chocolate collection specifically. We could go ahead and say shop chocolate, and then we could change this button link to a collection specifically, and we'll link it to the chocolate collection here. So that's how easily you can do that. So we have the specific call to action that's now linking specifically to the chocolate collection. And then right here, the next section is a featured product here. So if we go ahead and just click on featured product, all we have to do is select a specific product to go ahead and feature. So if I go ahead and select that now, I'm going to go ahead and select the lollipop product right here. And then we can go ahead and change different things down here. But once you go ahead and select the product, it goes ahead and populates all of this information for us. So we can go ahead and just click save. You can come in here and edit all of this stuff manually as far as like the title size and everything. So we can go ahead and make this bigger or smaller. In this case, we'll just keep it as large. We can go ahead and edit the different text information in here. But this section is also pretty easy. You pretty much just select the product and everything kind of auto-fills for you right here. And the next section here would be a multi-column section. So this section could be used for a lot of different things depending on your brand and what you're selling and stuff like that. So you can use multi-columns for reviews. You can use multi-columns for like features or benefits of your product or service or anything of your product. In this particular case, we'll just go ahead and put reviews. So see what our customers are saying here. And if we go ahead and come down here to the actual column, we can go ahead and edit this now. So you can put in an image in here if you want. So I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So if we put in an image, we can see that we have an image right here. So this is why this could be really good for like features or benefits, because you could have like 3 icons right here and then put the text below. So you could have something like pickup, delivery, stuff like that, whatever you want. But in this specific case, I'm going to go ahead and just use this as reviews. So I'm not going to go ahead and have an image in there. I'm just going to put in like someone's name. And then this dummy text right here will serve as the review. So I'm going to click save. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing with each column right here. So we can see that this section right here, link label, actually allows us to create a link in here. So we could actually have these sections linked to something if we want. So if we were to select the link, it's just like a button, except this entire thing would essentially just become a button. So whenever someone would click down here, they'd be sent somewhere just like it's a button. So this is a different type of button. But in this case, I'm not going to use it because this is a review section. But that is something you could go ahead and employ if you wanted to go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and put the last review in here, and that's went ahead and filled out. So now we can see that the last section here is another featured collection. But let's say, for example, we don't want to showcase another specific collection because we've already showcased our candy collection up here. We have all our other collections here, and we feel like we have enough products showcased on the home page. So let's say we don't want to showcase another one. So if we didn't actually want to use this section, all you have to do is click on it, come over here and click on remove section, and the section is gone. But let's say we wanted to replace that section with something else. You can go ahead and click on add section right here, and you're going to get a bunch of different options for different sections that you can go ahead and add in. So you could add in blog posts, collages, collection lists like we did earlier. You could add in a contact form, add in custom code and email sign up, image banner, and if we open these up, there's even more. You can add in a video, slideshow like we did earlier. There's a bunch of different stuff you can add. In this case, I'm going to just go ahead and add a contact form in here right here, and then at the very end we can just say get in touch. And just like that, we can go ahead and change the heading size to small, medium, or large. And this contact form will automatically be set up to send this info over to the email we have associated with our Shopify account right there. That's how easy it is to add any type of section that you want. And then we have the footer section down here, which is the last section to go ahead and edit here on this theme. So within the footer options, we have a couple different options here. So the first is the color accent. So we have it set to accent 1 to match the rest of our branding. If you have more complex branding with multiple color schemes, that's when you're going to utilize the different accents and the different backgrounds. We have the email sign up right here, which if we get rid of it, you can see it gets rid of that right here, but we can go ahead and keep that in here. And you could be like, get 10% off here. And you could give people like a coupon code for signing up to your email. You can go ahead and choose to show social media icons, which we don't actually have any social media icons in our theme settings. That's why they're not showing up, but they would show up if we had social media icons right here. And we can choose to enable the country and region selector right here. In this case, I'm going to keep it disabled. You can choose to enable a language selector as well. And you can also choose whether or not you want to show payment icons. And we can go ahead and edit some of our spacing if we wanted to as well, but I'm going to keep everything as default right here and actually get into editing the content here of the specific of the footer. So the first thing here, we have quick links. So this is just going to be our footer menu. So we can see we've went ahead and already selected footer menu, which you can select right here. The second thing is a heading. So in this particular case, this is like a local business where you could go ahead and put in something like how to find us maybe, and then you could have like phone number, email, and then you could have in something like your store hours. So we put in some store hours right here, and then the last section here, we could go ahead and just edit this image. So let's say I wanted to just go ahead and put an image of like our specific map location for our business, for example here. So I could go ahead and select this, and let's say I want to make the image a lot bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and increase that image size right here. And you can change the alignment. I'm going to change it to center because I think that looks a little bit better. And we can see that just like that, we've went ahead and filled out our footer. So at this point, we've essentially filled out everything right there, and we've even added in new sections. So the only other thing I want to quickly show you how to do is if you want to actually change the order of these sections, all you have to do is click on these 6 dots and you can drag them up. So let's say I want to move the contact form up. I can move it up here. And if I want to move it back down, I can move it down there. And you can drag any of these sections wherever you want. But in this specific case, I'm going to go ahead and put the featured product back here. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and back out. And then I'm going to go ahead and open up the store so we can take one look at it. So we can see that we went ahead and created a fully functional store using the Shopify taste theme in just about 30 minutes. We can see that it looks pretty good, and it really wasn't all that difficult. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one.